Hey everyone, well, thank you and welcome back to a brand new episode of Coffee with a Beauty Reviewer, and I'm your friend, Tyler Shelton. And today, folks, I have a very special episode for you guys, as I got the chance to reach out to a friend of mine from the Culture Marauders podcast, and him and I got the chance to talk a little bit about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, just to bear with me that when I was on the video call with him, we were on Zoom, and so I had to use a different camera. So the quality of the video is not the greatest, but at least it's something. So anyways, without out of the way, let's get started with today's review for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my channel, and please like and comment down below, and please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out. And let's get started with today's video. So thank you so much for being part of this episode, and this is my friend Chris Kelly, and he's from Culture Marauders, and give it away, tell everyone who you are and where they can find you.
All right, what's up, world? It's your boy, the Diabolical Kells, back at you again, representing the Culture Marauders crew and the Culture Marauders podcast, the show where we maraud on all cultures and deliver the goods to you, the masses. So, yeah, appreciate it, Tyler, for having me back on. You can find us out in the world at, on Instagram at _culture_marauders, on Facebook at the Culture Marauders. If there's something out there you want to hit us up at and have us, maraud on, explore. Hit us up at theculturemarauders@gmail.com for Gmail. And then also we have the Culture Marauders Network launching this Saturday, y'all, this Saturday. So it's a labor of love that's finally coming to fruition. And you can check that out at theculturemarauders.com.
Well, sounds great. Great. Thank you so much for being part of the episode. I'm looking forward into talking more movies with you, because the last time we did a video, we actually talked about another Disney Plus movie, which was Hamilton, and that was almost a year ago. But
man, so quick.
And yeah, it's time flies fast, and it's really almost been a whole year. I think it is like 9 or 10 months ago.
Yep.
But yeah, so today we are going to be reviewing Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's right.
So just want. When we started, you were saying that you want to talk about a few things, and I just thought, like, hey, how about you talk about what was your initial thought about the show?
So, if I'm allowed to go, you want me to go?
Oh, go for it.
All right, let's go. All right. So I was already hyped up about. Actually, you know what? WandaVision had set me up, right? So I really, really enjoyed WandaVision. Even the lesser episodes that kind of led to kind of a lackluster ending, but knowing Disney in Marvel, it's going to lead to something like profound later on. So WandaVision, I'm like, okay, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This was Friday night viewing for me and my family. We'd be on the couch watching the latest episode. So Falcon and Winter Soldier, from opening scene, dude. Opening scene, Tyler, I'm telling you, I was hooked. The whole canyon, flying, chasing the dude, and I was like, this is badass. And so, yeah, man, just the initial episode had me locked in. I like the conflict. And what I like the most about, looking at not only WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, Earth's mightiest heroes are in a bad place in their lives. After you've saved the world, they are in a bad place in their lives. And I like the fact that, the writers and everything showed you that, after all the glory, these people go back to their regular lives. And, they have struggles just like everyday people. So I thought that was really dope.
Yeah, that was a very nice touch, and that was actually something else I did want to ask you about, like WandaVision, because it definitely felt like that they kind of like dived a little bit deeper into kind of like everything that happened after Hulk snapped his fingers.
Right.
Like you got to see what's her name? She come back after like 5 years hospital.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who I'm talking about from WandaVision?
That's right. It was Photon, her Photon's daughter.
Yes.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. I was having a hard time remembering her name, but yeah, like that was like the very first time that we've ever got to fully see the ramifications of Hulk snapping people back into existence. But we never got it to like this full extent in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because you're actually seeing people who is it feels like that they're taking this whole thing that just happened, like people came back and now everyone's all like insurance is out of whack and the banks are out of whack.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I just really love that they've further extended everything that happened after Hulk snaps fingers and they saved the world from Thanos. You're like really seeing the ramifications that came with that final battle, and I just love that stuff.
Exactly, and it's showing the human side of these people because yeah, you wear these suits and you have these abilities, but you still have family and friends at home who they're coming back and like, okay, banks still want their money, right? People want this loan paid regardless of what happened. So now you have to figure out how to pick up the pieces. Even a world hero on the level of Falcon still couldn't catch a break. You still couldn't catch a break. The bank still wanted their money. You saved the world, and the bank still was trying to collect from your family. So it just showed, man. I really like it. Brought it down like from where it was at here up in Endgame back to the ground level where it's related.
I would have to agree with you with that, Dad, is because that like it felt more personal. And you know what? I think that's the very thing that is going to make this whole Disney Plus original series thing a lot more. Is that it feels like that they're going back to the groundworks, kind of like what made the MCU so good to begin with.
Like the first Iron Man, yes.
Yeah, because like everything felt so grounded, very human. It was not like so cosmic. It was not so like high fantasy. Like you're seeing kind of like stuff that could happen in our real world.
Right.
It's really love it how they just worked with that. And I did ask you one thing, is that how did you feel about Bucky's story?
I still think so. We all know, he was rehabilitated in Wakanda, White Wolf. They gave him the new Wakandan, made arm and all that stuff, which clearly they had a Kill Bill reference to the Pai Mei 5-finger death punch, and his arm fell off. So I don't know. I still think there's more to him, and I think he's going to play more of an important part than we realize. I think, just looking back at the events from Captain America, the First Avenger, there was a lot of stuff still stemming from this storyline. So Bucky being the Winter Soldier, I'm going to be honest with you. I would not be surprised to see him revert back to the Winter Soldier later on down the line.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. And with Captain America 4 coming, which was announced with Anthony Mackie's Captain America now, it's going to be a little bit more personal.
That's true. And actually, let me ask you this. Just give how they, because you know that it's about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but Rogers, Captain America, he was like the mainstay of the entire show. They based it all off on him because this is his legacy.
Yes.
Like, even though that Chris Evans was never in the show, but you could definitely tell that there was a lot of
weight.
Yes, you felt weight of like Captain in a way being there, but he's not there.
Yes.
And even sometimes you actually see the Captain America museum a few times, and like I always thought that like maybe Chris Evans is not done. Like I might do like a cameo or something.
Yeah,
like,
I would.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was surprised if maybe like Chris Evans is probably gonna come back just for like a small cameo in the second season, or maybe in the movie.
That's not bad. I don't know. So does he come back as old Steve Rogers, or is there Cap flashback?
The old Cap.
Okay. Maybe like, as an advisor, right?
Like Captain America.
Yeah.
Grandpa America.
Yes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. And I think Marvel is smart enough to know that these characters, these actors such as Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, they've invested time in these characters. So it's probably always an open-ended contract or open-ended appearance. Hey, show up for a couple episodes in this season, go away again. You got, money coming in. You make the fans happy. You keep the character going. But on the flip side of that, how long can you do that? Because these people age. But on the flip side of that, you still got the de-aging process that they did, so great with Samuel Jackson and Captain Marvel. So
that's true.
You can keep these characters around, these actors around forever.
Yeah, and I will. You know what? I think you can only go so far when it comes to aging, or if you're trying to in a character that might already passed or something. Because like, if you look back at Rogue One with General Tarkin,
yes,
like I can't remember the actress's name, but I think he was still alive. I'm pretty sure he would be like, thank you, you did my character justice.
Actually, Peter Cushing died back, I want to say, in the late 70s or early 80s. That was the actor it was based off of. And yeah, I don't. From what I remember the Peter Cushing estate. Everything that owns all his, entity, and I guess whatever they use, they have to go get permission. I don't think they were too happy about, how he was depicted, with that. Because matter of fact, I don't even know if they even got the permission. I remember them suing for something.
So, really?
Yeah. I don't think they were very happy about, him being used in that, which is dumb because he's a major character.
Yeah, he was a very, very big character in New Hope, and it just made sense they had to keep a General Tarkin in Rogue One, because this is just like just moments before A New Hope. It's like, but like when you had character like Darth Vader, even though that bodybuilder Sprouse actor that played Vader in like physically,
right,
he already passed away time. But it was still cool to hear James Earl Jones' voice, because he's Darth Vader, so it made sense.
How badass was that scene at the end of Rogue One with Vader and just full Sith mode, dude, just chopping at everybody.
That was Darth Vader that we all wanted in the beginning.
Yes.
And I just really love it that they did the same treatment for Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian season 2.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. When I saw the X-Wing and fly in, I was like, no way. And I was looking at my wife and I was like, no way. And he showed up, it was just, in a way, it kind of sucks that you have to see it this way, where it should have been done correctly the first time around. Like, give it to Luke during Last Jedi. If he's gonna die, let's see what a fully empowered Jedi looks like, at his full strength. And you didn't even get that until they had to, make it up for it in The Mandalorian.
But I think the Mandalorian whole is such a great show. And you like he like that when we saw him on well, I was all like, is that the X-Wing of Luke Skywalker?
Yes.
And they kind of did the same thing like with what did with Darth Vader. It was all like he's holding on this lightsaber and it's all smoky. It was exactly the same screen.
Same idea. Oh.
They like gave him the complete Darth Vader Rogue moment.
Yes,
but
with the black, he was in all black, and then the green. Oh, dude.
And he was wearing his glove to cover up his cybernetic hand.
Yeah.
But to get back on to kind of like what we were talking about with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, is that like I think you can only go so far when it comes to de-aging effects, and whether you're gonna bring back character that maybe like the actor that played that character originally. It's just more like should we do it? Should we not do it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel, especially when it comes down to like characters like Black Panther, because without a doubt, Chadwick Boseman was born to play Black Panther.
I agree.
I couldn't think of anybody else but him to play the role. And so when I heard that he passed away, like I actually got a text another podcast crew. They were just asking me if I heard news, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like a joke, right? Like a bad joke.
And so I had to look it up, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that sucked, man, because and all the good stuff he was doing that you didn't even know about, showing up to children's hospitals and stuff. And
he was this real hero. Like he was a fighter. He fought on the screen, and he even fought a disease. It got the best of him, but you know what? He still fought, and he kept on acting. Yeah. And I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, and it wasn't a hey, pity me, nothing like that. So no, you're right, 100% right, man. You got to respect that. And with the de-aging, I don't think they need to go that route. I'm honestly looking at Black Panther 2 from a more progressive standpoint, where Shuri takes up the mantle of the Black Panther, the defender of Wakanda, and maybe bring in, maybe bring Killmonger back if you can. I don't know how you do it, but either that way or have maybe T'Challa have a son in training.
Well, I did read a few comments, and I didn't read the Black Panther, but ever since I started my channel, I've been just kind of like keeping myself like educated on everything comics and just kind of like all characters in Marvel. Mm-hmm. That even Killmonger at one point became Black Panther. Yeah, and there was Shuri, and there was also Black Panther's his ex-girlfriend.
Yep.
I always forget her name, but all those characters that at one point became Black Panther. So like, in my opinion, I think they should not recast T'Challa.
Nope.
No, I don't think good.
You have to move the story forward.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be an issue they're going to have to face at some point anyway. So you might as well work to move it forward. Maybe move the timeline forward, maybe like 5 years, where it makes sense now, where Shuri is actually back to Black Panther. Maybe doing it for like 2 to 3 years now. So
yeah, but I still think it was awesome to see Wakanda people in the show, because that was on like when you see Bucky look down at the ground and he sees these little spheres, and I'm like, those look like spheres from Wakanda.
Yeah.
And so we see her, the actor that plays the main girl in that like group,
right?
She's actually kind of a big actress at this point.
Yeah, she's on Walking Dead.
I can't remember her name though.
I can't either. It's like Danny something, but I can't remember. I can't pronounce it.
But I just really loved it how they just in several people from Wakanda. That it felt like that there was even some Black Panther presence into the show as well.
Yes.
Like they brought in some really nice nods to previous movies and for future movies. Like it just felt very fresh. I mean, I'm not. This is like the best show ever, because like I do think that it has kind of like moments here and there that I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But it felt like that this show had a fantastic structure. It felt like it didn't have enough heart, if it makes sense.
Oh, really?
Because I mean, I would definitely say that I think the last episode has had the most heart. The last episode had most heart, but I don't know. It just felt like it didn't have that much of like an impact, like to me, if that makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I can see that. To me, it seemed like it had heart. It seemed like it was the story, basically Sam's story of how he became Captain America. We already know how it happened for Steve Rogers. It was already, kind of predetermined. Everything that happened after him taking the super soldier serum was part of the plan. But with Sam, there was that doubt. Would he be able to not only be able to live up to the standard of being Captain America without even being a superhero himself, without physically, being enhanced? Would he be able to live up to that? Two, then you have the political part of it, where is America ready for a Black Captain America? Right. So with that pressure, I don't think he understood the weight that came with that shield. It's just, maybe let's just retire it and just go our way. But the government still wanted, a new Captain America, clearly. And I love the John Walker character, man.
Yeah, the John Walker character. I mean, the very first scene that you see him, like, I would have put in the face. Like he just had that look of someone who was a douche that did not deserve the shield.
But he wasn't a douche. It was just one of those things where he was a reflection of what America is today. The American soldier is today. Overzealous, overeager, and going into the battle and I'll fight. And it was just he's a reflection of the time, and yeah, he had a face that you wanted just to crush. And shout out to Wyatt Russell, man. Kurt Russell and Go Beyond's kid, man. That dude crushed that role. Maybe
gosh, like I'm not saying that the character is bad, but I really that Watt did a phenomenal job playing John Walker because like even though that this is a character because it really did feel like that. It felt like that John Walker maybe he had like hard like he did want to hold up to the likes of Steve Rogers,
yes,
like he's doing everything he can to be like the original Captain America. Like a lot of the world is watching him, and he's like, I need to be perfect, or else if I mess up, I'm done.
right.
And so like
And that's a reflection of our society today because it's a one mistake society that you can't make a mistake anymore today, and that's exactly what I was saying with him. The pressure of being perfect, where Sam kind of like, nah, I'm not ready for that. John Walker took it, and it even consumed him. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and I just love the story and the progression because you saw Captain America and what was Bucky's name, Patriot or something.
was that?
The John Walker's Captain America's sidekick, his version of Bucky, was it Patriot?
Oh yes. I'm having a hard time remember his name. I think it was like I know who you're talking about.
Right.
Like he actually gets murdered by Carly.
Right. And so, and just seeing how that looked, where he was his moral compass, Patriot, his sidekick, was his moral compass to keep him on track. So, I just really thought that it was a cool way of updating Captain America, but it was the Captain America we had, but it wasn't necessarily the one we needed, So, and I think I could tell, and I told my wife, I said he's going to become U.S. agent, and sure enough, at the end, he had the U.S. agent costume. Yeah, I just thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah, like overall, I think when it comes down to kind of like character developments and just kind of like the story itself, I thought it was very well structured. Like I do feel like that they had some incredible characters. And you are absolutely right when it comes down to kind of like the world that is watching the guy, not perfect. Like when we think of Captain America, we instantly think of Steve Rogers. Like he became embodiment America that once was, and now that we're kind of like in this different timeline in American history,
yes,
things change because that's actually one that I really appreciated about the guy that was murdered by John Walker. Like in that very same episode when he gets murdered, he talked to Harley and he even said, "Hey, I actually had a lot. I actually to this day I've always had respect for Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
My father fought in the war with him, and so like you're seeing some sentiment or you're going because he was all like back in that day it was completely black and white. It was good versus evil, but then he was explaining of how like time has changed and things became a lot more of like this and
complicated. It just came convoluted and complicated, and the American values, that Captain America stood for, it doesn't work that way anymore. The world has changed, and just like when he came out of the ice, and at the end of I believe it might have been the end of Captain America where it fast forwarded and came out. It's a different world. It's a totally different world, and the things that you were fighting for are no longer the things that you were fighting for. It's a different enemy, So
that was the very reason why I absolutely loved the Captain America Winter Soldier, the second Captain America movie, because there's a lot of reasons why that movie is such an incredible movie, because they really tackled kind of like these two sides of like two different era American history. Like you're looking at the time when like it was just good and evil, and then you got like this complicated evil, and you could definitely see that Captain America's ideals are being like
stretched.
Like just seeing him struggle with like the morality, and he's kind of like because he dig deep and go like, oh, now I know why. It's all because of Hydra. Yeah. They made things a lot more complicated. They got snitches everywhere, and so like it felt like that they brought that back into this TV show. Like
yes, and speaking of Hydra, we had a Madam Hydra appearance on there.
Elaine Bennis.
That's right, Julie Louise.
I was laughing so hard when I saw her, and I'm like, Does she have purple hair?
She did. She had the purple streak. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So there's a Hydra element resurfacing back in this world. So what I think is going to happen, because you still have the Eternals coming, right? So that's out in the cosmic world. So now we're going to see the DC or the MCU start branching off into different type of things, and they're going to be stories within themselves. So now Hydra is going to resurface on the Earth world, and that's where you're going to see the Captain America work at a more grounded level. And I would be surprised to see Blade have to do with Hydra in some capacity as well.
Oh yeah, and that just made me curious a little bit more, especially when it comes to kind of like a character such as a John Walker, because like I knew from the beginning he eventually he would become a agent. Like that's what the character that he is. Like he's essentially a Captain America that is willing to kill.
Yes, he's Captain America who's willing to go against the morals and values, to bend the rules.
Exactly. Yep. And so like, but the cool part about like just this new story arc that's going to have for U.S. agents is that I really do think that they're leaning towards to a potential Disney Plus series of the Thunderbolts, because it's just been long overdue that we need a freaking Red Hulk, because the Hulk is
General Ross.
Yeah, and so like we've already seen him at least like 1, 2, 3, 4 times already. We've already seen him 4 times in the MCU, and he's not yet become the Red Hulk. And I'm like, just make it happen.
Well, look, we got a generic version of Grey Hulk, basically. We got the Grey Hulk, Mr. Fix-It for the most part. So now you're right. We need Red Hulk, and maybe I don't know if they'll go that route though in Thunderbolts. I think the Thunderbolts is doable. I don't know if they'll have the Red Hulk in it though.
It's just because that they also brought in Batroc by George St. Pierre. He's part of the Thunderbolts as well. And like Elaine Bendis' character, she's kind of like the equivalent to Amanda Waller of the Suicide Squad.
Right.
Like you're just seeing some Easter eggs that is leading that maybe they're going to do something with kind of like the anti-heroes.
So you think we'll get an Avengers versus the Thunderbolts type of movie?
Could be cool.
That would be cool. Maybe like maybe they'll do like mini movies and pop those out.
Yeah, but when it comes down to those kind of characters, I'm just interested to see what to do with them, and more importantly is that there's actually still one character that we have not yet seen, which is actually the new Falcon, because the U.S. friend to Sam, he actually in the comic books he has become the Falcon.
And Torres, so, the specialist Torres.
Yes, Torres. Yeah, Torres is because Torres in the comic books he does become the Falcon, and after Sam becomes Captain America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not only that. This was in the episode when I think it was the fifth episode. I think when they had, because it was right after John Walker murdered that guy and he was on the run, and they had to like fight him, and his wings get
ripped off, and he told Torres to keep them, right?
Yeah, he told us to keep them. So that's just like nice little nod going like, you're becoming the new Falcon.
Oh, that's badass. I didn't know that. See, I learned something today. Man. Okay. All right. So speaking of Captain America, what did you think about the suit?
His new suit?
Yeah, the new suit, the new Captain America.
I love it.
I liked it too. I thought it was really faithful to the costume, like the comic books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they took a lot of inspiration from comic book suit, and I guess there was a part of me that was going. I was a little bit underwhelmed, just a little bit, only because that like they hyped up what was in the box in the previous episode. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was more about like the wings, that they were all made out of vibranium.
Yes,
I was kind of admitting that Sam would have kind of like actual armor
instead of leather. Makes sense.
Yeah, maybe that might have been heavier, but I don't know.
I mean, like, yeah, they were just building this up because Bucky was saying, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And so, like, you're going, okay, he's probably going to do something for Sam, and then they just hyping up this suitcase made out of vibranium. So, like, they're building it, and then all of a sudden you see him, and you're seeing the new wings, the amazing scene, and then. As much as I do think the new suit is awesome, it felt a little bit underwhelming because I feel like that they could have done with kind of like his headpiece. Like I'm pretty sure like his entire suit would have remained like leather like. Or I'm pretty sure they could have added like a pretty cool like vibranium helmet or something.
Something like face guard or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he always had the open top, right? Like, which was the dumbest thing, you know, a hero that flies, right? It's the dumbest thing. It should be kind of increased or something, maybe like an Iron Man type. It just forms over his head. I don't know, but
yeah,
they're keeping faithful to the Falcon / Captain America look. I thought it was dope.
yeah.
I loved his new fighting skill set where he kind of it's like fighting in midair. Like it looked bad.
But without a doubt, the fighting in this show is phenomenal. I think the best fighting that I've ever seen in each episode has been from episode 5 when they had to fight John Walker
and rip the shield. Oh, dude,
that was brutal.
Yeah, that was a brutal fight. You're right.
Like that fight, it really brought me back to kind of like the fight between Captain America and Batroc the Leaper in the Winter Soldier movie. Like it felt so grounded. It felt so realistic.
Yes, like something that you could really kind of like run up on. Like, oh man, this is like a realistic fight. Yes,
and I'm just really happy that George St. Pierre came back because like I liked him a lot in the Winter Soldier. And okay. We definitely talk about that at least one big revelation that happened in the episode.
Okay.
Sharon Carter as the Power.
Yes. I kind of saw it by episode, was it 5? I think it was episode 5. You could kind of tell, but like I don't know what's going on. Like is she maybe Hydra now, or like because I think the power broker is tied to Hydra somehow.
Yeah. Well, because for most of the time, since they introduced Madripoor, because Madripoor is actually a heavily big time Easter for X-Men, only because that's actually Wolverine's stomping ground. So like the Wolverine is the only character that actually goes to Madripoor because it's just a complete lawless criminal underworld.
Huh. You think it might be a new version, like a realistic version of the Savage Lands?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it just kind of makes me wonder because like Sharon Carter, she killed that one lady after Falcon and Bucky blew their cover because he was on the phone with his sister and she said Sam, and she was like, "Who's Sam?" Then boom, dead.
Yes.
Like that felt very sudden.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough to see because watch her be Sam's main enemy in this up next run, and now he's going to be conflicted because she's a Carter, right? So that might lure Steve out.
Well, the way I see it is I'm pretty sure she's a double agent because maybe that there was someone else and then further hiding than she is. That maybe she's trying to. She is the power. I really do think she is the broker, but I think she's a power broker as an act. So maybe I mean she's an agent. So pretty sure a lot of agents had to like get their hands dirty in order to like dig out someone that could be a lot worse.
Got you. Yeah, that's possible too. Oh man, because it kind of left her story arc so open ended. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be nuts moving forward. Like Earthbound, as far as like the Captain America movies, I think they found the I think they found the recipe for success with the Winter Soldier with the spy-centric type storytelling. And I think they're going to stick with that.
So that also I mean to ask you one more question, and it's just about what do you think the story is going to be about when it comes to Bucky? Because now that he's actually completed the list of all the people that he wronged by killing some maybe close to them or maybe themselves, because like I just really loved his story, especially where it came down to older gentleman, because you saw this dream sequence where it's not like a nightmare for him because he's reliving the past of him being the Winter Soldier.
Right.
So I really love it that first episode you see this guy and you're like, so who's this dude? Why is he handing out this guy? But then you find out
his son and the whole story.
Yeah, I just really love the whole story of like how Bucky is trying to like adjust to this new world, because he's a lot like Steve in so many ways. Like he's from a different time. He was a time of like good and evil, black and white, and now you're in this complicated time in U.S. history, and so like I'm pretty sure he's now undergoing kind of like that whole Steve Rogers mentality. Like he's still to learn what this world is, how can he adjust to it, like.
Yeah, his story arc is really different, man, because with Steve, you're right, it's cut and dry, but with him, it's because, okay, he's not only a man out of time, right, out of his own time, but now he's done a lot of bad stuff in between that time. And now
not to mention he murdered Iron Man's parents.
Exactly, right? And it's just, there's a lot of, where Steve is able to carry the weight of like a nation on his back, Bucky has to carry so many different demons, being basically the anti-Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff that he didn't do, but yet they're best friends. And it's like kind of like the yin and yang in that relationship.
And I know that's the very thing that I really enjoyed the most in this show, is that it felt like that it was more about like perspective. It was more about like how can we grow as not as a nation but as a world, because you got both characters who were very close to Stevers. They both got dusted away from this happening, and so like there's to understand what is going on, because like with them, he got denied so many times by the bank, and I think this nice nod that was in a fifth and sixth, I think it was the fifth episode, I think, that he was interacting with Falcon's sister, and because his close personal connection to Rogers is that her mother was named Sarah. And so he's all like, "Oh, your name is Sarah? I like that name." And then Falcon is all like,
"Yep,
don't tell my sister." But
I would love for them to stay partners, but I don't know. It's weird because it's like they're Avengers, right? Like they're in the main roster, but in a sense, it's kind of like, all right, man, the big battle's over, so away with you. Like they've been relegated to, even with Sam Wilson having taken up the mantle of Captain America, it still doesn't feel like the Steve Rogers Captain America. It feels kind of like a lower level, but we'll see. I don't know.
But either way, like I really think that Anthony Mackie and Sebastian, I think this was like the best acting that they've done in the entire MCU movies. Like,
really? Oof.
I especially with Anthony Mackie, because I think he did a really good job conveying kind of like the new perspective, his character, the Falcon, because in a weird way, it kind of felt like that the Falcon became kind of like the reluctant hero in a way.
Yes.
Like he was honored to receive Steve's shield, but he felt like that it still belonged to him. Like it didn't belong to him. And so that's why he gave it up to the museum, because he felt like that since Steve Rogers wielded that shield for so long, like it just made sense that it would belong to the government, because the government created Captain America.
Yep.
And so like I just really, especially in that one little scene where both Winter Soldier and Falcon is kind of like in that little jail space area where they were meeting up with the therapist lady.
Yes.
And Bucky is like, why did you not take the shield, Austin, and you took and you did not accept it? And that's the very thing that I just really enjoyed about his character. He's all like, I knew Steve Rogers. He was my best friend back in World War II. It's like it felt like that. He felt disrespected because Falcon. It just really felt like that he was respected because he decided to give up the shield because shield belonged to his friend.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like that he gave up on both of them.
Yes. By kind of just like, you know what, nah, because Bucky probably would have been like, yeah, let's go. You know, basically following the shield. The shield is his guiding light. So yeah, I can see that.
And I really do think that there was a lot of symbolism in the show. And
okay.
Let me ask you this: how did you feel about I guess I would just call them the Red Hand?
Yeah. So, and I was going to ask you that. Like, I thought that they were probably the weakest element of the show.
Mm.
You know, and a little bit unnecessary. They weren't really a threat. Like, they did a couple things, but their big giant scheme in the end, it was like, this is stupid. Like, I think they were just kind of like a the carrot for everybody to kind of chase and react around. You know, you see what they're made of around it.
I agree
wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed, but the flag smash.
Yeah, the flag smasher. Like, I think the only captivating character in that entire organization was Charlie, because like you can definitely tell that she's actually wanting to do something good for the world. Like they got wronged by higher ups. All because of the whole blip because of that Hulk snapped everyone back into existence. Like even after everyone came back, it still had ramifications, and it caused a lot of people to go homeless or lose their livelihoods. Like it made sense of what they were to accomplish, is that they were wrong by higher ups. So like you can actually understand that, but it just felt like that. It felt like that their characters were too dry. Like.
Yeah, there was no threat. Like there was no threat that they would do anything, except for like the first or second episode when the Flag Smashers were, ran up on those people and were like stomping them up. Other than that, I didn't feel a threat, and I just kind of felt like they were wasted, or maybe just more of a device to show you, to get, like I said, Captain America, Bucky, and John Walker to react to them, and basically showcase what they can do against them.
I mean, I just felt like that they could have just sticked with one villain instead of this organization, because like the Marvel Studios, they've already done a few organizational evil groups before, and really didn't work out that well. But like I think the only time that it worked was with Hydra, but they all actually at least had one force that led them, and that was Red Skull. And so like why the Red Skull was so remember he was.
They got rid of him too quick.
But like if you look at TV shows such as like Agents of Shield, like it felt like they did kind of a lackluster job. It's kind of like with Hydra and with like MODOK's company.
Yep.
I'm having a hard time remember the name of his business. There was also Hammer Industries, like, and then there was also the Red Hand group. It was like the Shadow Ninjas from the Daredevil.
Yep.
Like it felt like they. I don't think that they are up there when it comes to kind of like villainy.
Yes.
It feel like in recent years that they've done a lot better in one significant villain. Like you got the likes of Killmonger, Loki, Dormammu, Thanos.
Yeah, Baron Mordo, he's coming now.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy he's going to be back. So, yeah, I really do think that I think they just need to kind of like set aside just kind of group ones and just stick with one villain, because I'm pretty sure they could have done more with Carly. Like she did have the super soldier serum in her system, so like I'm pretty sure if they kind of like made her a little bit more menacing, and maybe she might have done some more damage. Oh, and there was another one, and he was more kind of like an anti-villain in this show, was Baron Zemo.
Zemo. Yeah, shout out to Daniel Bruhl, Baron Zemo, man. Man, that dude, I'm telling you, anytime he was on the screen, you had to watch it because you didn't know what he was going to pull. Like, who was he siding with? Yeah, that dude's a good actor, man. He owns that role.
I think they did a really good job with Baron Zemo. Like, I really do think that he's going to have a big part in the upcoming stuff. And actually, the great part is that it seems like that he had his own plan even before it happened.
Yep.
Because he was actually the one responsible for killing the last of the red hand people that were in the police cars and had exploded. So like maybe he had a plan for something else.
So I'm telling you, and that's why I said don't be surprised to see the Winter Soldier resurface later on, because as long as that dude's still alive, he can get out again, and maybe Power Broker might order his release and could hook back up Winter Soldier, and that's what Sam has to face.
I mean, how insane would it be if Baron Zemo is actually the Power Broker? Like,
or Baron Zemo is basically an older reincarnated version of Red Skull.
Well, like, I wouldn't be surprised that could be a possibility. I mean, like, when you read the comic books, Baron Zemo, he was like the next leader after the Red Skull appeared. Like he was like head of Hydra for so long, and I was a little bit disappointed that they only had him with gun, because I think they should have gone more with him wearing his purple
mask, like the hood or whatever.
Because like his signature weapon is actually a katana, and I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't have him wield a sword, because they could have showcased him in like Batten style. Like I'm sure he could have eventually just stabbed Carly like right here or something.
Oh yeah.
And then he would have saw the Super Soul Serum and still do the same thing, smashed it all. I really do think that play Baron Zemo. I've seen him in other stuff even before Civil War.
Yeah.
And that actor, he did a really good job, and he definitely did better dancing than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he's good, man. I'm telling you, like, I think at the end of it, I was bummed out because I wish we could have got 8 episodes like WandaVision, but you know, it wrapped it up. It told the story it needed to tell, and now we have a new Captain America. So you know, regardless, you know, if you like it or not, this is where we're at. Just like if you don't like the female Thor, if you don't like the Ironheart, the female Iron Man, you know, so in Miss Marvel, this is the Marvel universe we're coming into. So, and I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I would agree with you, because I really think that they are going into like a new phase of Marvel movies, because like we're going to be did you actually hear the news? We're actually going to now get more Spider-Man movies.
Really?
Oh, it was confirmed like a couple days ago. So they signed on for 3 more Spider-Man movies.
Oh wow.
And the cool thing is that I'm just so excited for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because it's directed by the man that gave us the original trilogy.
Yep.
And also got Tobey Maguire in the movie, and they got him in Spider-Man Far From
Amazing Spider-Man. They got Andrew Garfield too.
And Jamie Foxx as Electro, Alfred Molina as Hawk.
I wonder if they can bring back Michael Keaton as Vulture.
Yep, they are. And,
so that's the Sinister Six.
Yep, and the crazy part is that it was just confirmed not long ago that Willem Dafoe was coming back as Green Goblin.
Ooh. That's how they're gonna do the Sinister Six. That's gonna be badass. And let's not forget Tom Hardy as Venom, even though he's kind of in and out. But we still need to see. You got Sandman. We've already seen him. Are they bringing him back?
I don't think so, because there was an interview with John Watts, with the director of the newer Spider-Man movies, that apparently when it comes to these characters that we've already seen before in previous Spider-Man movies, is that this is a world where one dies, And so he said that this movie is going to be based on specific characters that, yes, they do die in their previous movies. But whatever happened is that the multiverse has collided and it's caused ripple in specific moments in each of the previous movies before they're lured into the MCU.
So MCU is going to own all of them now. All of them are going to tie to one movie in the MCU. That's going to be dope. That's a way to wrangle them.
Like even Tom Holland, the actor, he said that the new Spider-Man movie is going to be like the game of all Spider-Man movies.
Whew.
So
and I actually thought that Into the Spider-Verse was the end game of all Spider-Man movies. I thought that was pretty badass.
Dude, I love that movie. Into the Spider-Verse is such a good movie. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they have a lot of inspiration from the movie's success because they're all like, wow, this movie did an incredible job. It got the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. And so like
the movie, man, I went to the movies to see it. Soundtrack was badass. The visual
soundtrack.
Oh,
it was such a very unique style that I've never seen before. But
it was like
so well.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And overall, I really do think that Marvel Studios they're doing such an incredible job with all these properties. It just makes me more excited for the TV show Loki.
Yeah, Loki is in June, and I'm wondering, like, man, between WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I know he can bounce around through time and like adjust things. So what is that going to look like? Because is that going to play into the multiverse as well?
I think it will. Especially that you got Owen Wilson. He's like controlling Loki in a way.
Yeah.
Like feels like he's saying, "Hey, you just created a new timeline. You fix your own crap." And so I feel like that maybe Loki is being controlled by this group. They're like time traveler,
like time variants or something like that.
Yeah, it's like realm. It's kind of like a realm of like people who know that time got messed and they need to come in and it's the timeline. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Loki's going to become a big presence, maybe kind of like behind the scenes in a way.
Yeah,
but
this is going to manipulate everything.
Yeah. But it just made me wonder more about like Steve Rogers when he went back in time to bring each of the stones back in their time period when they got taken. But there is at least two indications that I'm all like, how's this going to work? Because he had to inject Natalie Portman with the stone. Then he also had to see the Red Skull to
get the Soul Stone.
Yeah, but the weird thing that how does that work? Because like you had to sacrifice something that you love in order to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
How can you reverse that back?
Do you just give it to him, the caretaker? I mean, how does it work?
I don't think you can give it to the protecting it because Red Skull, he was actually being punished by something much bigger than him.
Right.
Protect the Soul Stone.
That's another question within itself. What made the Red Skull have to spend eternity being there, being punished? Like what made him who is the being that made him do that?
I wouldn't be surprised. It could be a eternity. Like we already got a reference to her from Star-Lord in the second Guardians of the Galaxy. Like you can actually even see a little part of her body in his eyes. Like they just teased the universe itself. So like maybe the universe is just going like, hey, Red Skull, you need to protect the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could be a celestial because we are to get more celestials in later movies.
Yeah. And let's not forget like I said, the Eternals is coming. I think that's going to be a big launching point for other stories. And it's about to get crazy, like crazy.
I really think that the MCU is going to be going more cosmic than ever.
Yeah.
Because
you got Secret Invasion coming.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is that how is this going to play in whole stories with Spider-Man? Because it was actually the Secret Invasion story that actually caused Peter Parker to come across the alien symbiote.
Yep. And that's why they got that deal with Sony now, where he can bounce back and forth. I think the next big tentpole Avengers movie is going to be Secret Wars. That's going to be the next one.
Yep. Yeah, but you know what? The weird thing that it felt like that in Captain Marvel, it felt like that the Skrulls, they were more kind of misunderstood characters.
Yeah,
like they didn't seem that evil at all.
But something's coming though. Something's going to happen in Captain Marvel 2 where I think that changes.
Yeah, probably. But it's really clear that they infiltrated Earth. Like you got characters such as like Talos and a girl Skrull. Like they play the role as Nick Fury and Agent How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Like,
so who knows? Who knows who's who now? Because they've been here forever. Who knows?
Yeah. But the crazy part is that I definitely theorized that the theory that we got the past few years was a Skrull. Sure enough, it was a Skrull. Yeah. So who knows? Like, I would be surprised if even some heroes are actually Skrulls.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. The Secret Wars is coming, man. It's going to be nuts. I think that's what's going to be cool, and I think Spider-Man is going to have the Iron Man position when that happens, where he's going to have to sacrifice himself or something.
And I'm pretty sure with third Spider-Man movies, I'm pretty sure that they're going to definitely tease Miles Morales.
Yes. Well, he was already teased in the first one.
He was definitely teased in the first one because you got to see
Donald Glover.
Like he one day he'll become the Prowler, and his nephew is Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Yep. So I would love to see a movie where you get to get Glover and like a young Miles Morales. I want to see a movie where Donald Glover. I always get him mixed up with Glover. For a long time, I thought he was like the son of the guy or something.
Son of Danny Glover.
Yeah. But man, I mean, Glover, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. I just hope they do it right. If they're gonna bring in Miles Morales, you got to do it right.
Yeah. And there could be a possibility that maybe Miles Morales, maybe he did not get blipped out. Maybe he became 5 years older. Maybe they did the blip to like a few things that were not aligned so well. Like maybe they had a specific plan by him, but they made a little adjustment.
Right.
So maybe like they did the blip order to like create new ideas. And I'm pretty sure that since teased Miles Morales in the first one, now that it's been 5 years and Peter Parker, he did not age for 5 years, and now
you got a Miles Morales as old as him, probably, huh?
Probably close to the same
close to the age, right? Huh? That's not bad. That'd be badass.
And I'm sure Donald Glover, the Prowler. I'm pretty sure he would not. I'm sure he did not get blipped, but I'm pretty sure his neck. No. Yeah, the Prowler got blipped, but his neck didn't.
Right. So Prowler comes back and he's still the same age, relatively, like in appearance, and then Miles is aged 5 years.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be a cool dynamic because if you can bring in Andrew Garfield and Miles Morales and Prowler and introduce Kingpin.
Well, we already have the Kingpin in the MCU with
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Dude, he did an incredible job with the Kingpin.
I think those lower level, those Netflix Marvel characters are coming too. I think they're about to give them a better. You need a Punisher. You got to have a Punisher.
Oh, dude, the guy that played the Punisher was perfectly casted. Like, but the good thing is that we actually do have a guy that played Daredevil. He is going to be third Spider-Man. Apparently,
there it is.
He's apparently going to be Peter Parker's attorney.
To clear his name. That's dope. Matt Murdock, huh? All right.
Have you seen the image of the Spider-Man sticker board?
The end of what now? Say it again.
So on social media, someone posted a picture of the new title for the third Spider-Man movie.
Right. No Way Home.
Yeah. there's a big board of all of the actors in the movie signed their name on it, and it's clear as day that you actually see Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, like you're all of the signatures of everyone involved, and you even got some returning people that signed it. You also got J.K. Simmons that signed it. So it just makes me more excited to go like, this is going to be the Spider-Man movie that is going to be like, it's going to outdo every other Spider-Man movie that has ever been out.
Do you think this will be the biggest Marvel movie we've seen?
Do
you think it'll eclipse Endgame?
I think it's going to be up there with Endgame, but as much as I love Endgame, I still love Infinity War just a little bit more.
Okay, the stakes were higher, right?
Yeah, because the stakes were a lot higher in Infinity War, because it's like a vast majority of the characters, they had no idea who they were about to tango with. But in Infinity War, now that they knew who were facing, they had a bit better chance against this guy. But you still felt the stakes.
They actually lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infinity War, it really felt like that this was a movie that you can actually just watch it just by itself without watching anything that came before. Yep. Like they did a really good job in kind of like making a solo movie, but then you end up with this cliffhanger, and you're like,
wait. We gotta wait a whole nother year to see how it wraps up.
Yeah. But either way, like with everything that has happened in the MCU, I really do think that Falcon and Winter Soldier is such a nice new addition to it.
Yes.
I mean, I felt like that I was more attached to WandaVision than I was with Falcon and Winter Soldier, just by a little bit. But like, I really think that WandaVision was something very new, very different, very.
I thought it was awesome too, but I bump them up against each other. I think I like Falcon and Winter Soldier a little bit better. WandaVision was really cool because it was really weird.
Yeah.
But where they lost me is when they brought in Agatha. It kind of like.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, for some reason, man, it lost me on it. I'm like, man, I don't know. I was expecting a little more, and I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with the finale a little. I mean, like, I did like the episode, but I feel like it could have been better.
Yes, I give you that. And the Venom that we remember, the white Venom, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Vision. Excuse me. He's there now, so he's out there floating around.
The crazy thing is that Paul Bettany is the biggest troll ever, because he said to the world saying, "Dude, I'm very excited to work with this specific actor."
That's right.
And we're like, who is he talking about? Who? Himself? Come on.
It's that, and Paul Bettany has the best Marvel contract of all time, dude. He's been there from day one, movie one.
Yep. But you know what? I really do like they did with Vision and then with Wanda, because that like we actually now have original Vision. It does feel like they become like the Vision that remember him as not exactly the same. Because right. I'm pretty sure what happened is that I'm pretty sure Wanda at least gave him some of like the good memories.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure because especially when he was battling himself, he was arguing with the Vision, and it felt like they had the same ideals, like the exact ideals of what he was worthy enough to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So I really do think that like this Vision is still a good guy. Like not being mind control and stuff like that.
There's no personalization to him.
Yeah, like it felt like that he ain't the same.
Yes, he's a blank slate Vision. Yep.
And I really enjoyed that perspective, because like it gives a chance that maybe that him and Wanda will get back together.
And that gives you the soap opera element of the Marvel universe. So will they get back together? Will they not?
But oh my gosh, because when Wanda officially became the actual Scarlet Witch, and I absolutely loved it that as Agatha officially said Scarlet Witch. That was the very first time she's ever been called the Witch.
Costume and the head, yeah. So I'm telling you. Now, are we gonna get the X-Men and Magneto in and all that? Is he gonna be her father? Like how? Where do we go now?
Don't get me started with the whole
Apocalypse, Age of Apocalypse, and
no Albert Bonner, whatever his name was. The guy that played Quicksilver in the X-Men franchise.
oh, Peter
Pietro.
No, his name is he was in the Kick-Ass movies. He was the other guy in Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Peter Evans.
Yes, Peter Evans. Or Evan Peters.
Oh, Evan Peters. Yep. Like when we saw him, we were like, it's really happening. We're really getting X-Men here. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, your name is Albert Boner? That was the lamest use ever.
And yeah, that's where WandaVision lost me. I'm like, this is stupid. Just wrap it up already. Yeah, and I thought I was like that's Quicksilver from the X-Men, but Marvel's getting their own. They're casting their own.
Yeah, but it was still cool to see Evan Peters play Quicksilver again. I mean, that was cool.
Why did they bring Aaron Taylor Johnson in though? Why did they bring him in? The original one from the movies.
I wouldn't be surprised if he will come back because in the comic books, Scarlet Witch is actually capable of bringing people back from the dead.
Yeah.
And I think they're actually going to back because she was actually not at her full potential, not until this moment, because she
was studying later.
Like she's studying the book that actually Mephisto controls.
The multiverse, right?
Yep. And so pretty sure the multiverse of madness and bringing back some characters that potentially died. Like you got the likes of
like Wolverine.
Oh man. Well, that's the cool thing that apparently Wolverine is in talks Marvel Studios to play Wolverine in a Disney Plus TV show.
I want him in a movie first. That's what I want. I want a movie first. I actually rewatched the Wolverine last week with my wife. The one where he went to Japan. It's actually not a bad flick. It's not a bad flick.
Yeah, that one is not bad at all. Like a lot of claim that that was kind of a bad one, but I can see what they were talking about, but I think it just had a lot to do with the fact that I really do that the first and second stage of the movie was so good.
Yes.
And the third act, it was
it felt like a Fox X-Men movie by that point. Yeah, with Silver Samurai and all the goofball fight. But yeah, that was basically just a teaser of what Logan, the storytelling could be like Logan was.
Yep. I mean, it was definitely a lot more brutal and a little bit more gruesome. Like they were just in the way that they would lead up to a rated R Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
But with the Falcon Winter Soldier, it definitely felt like that they were a line of potentially in a rated R1 because they did showcase quite a bit of blood.
Yes, they did. They did, and the part where, especially the part that sticks out, where John Walker's Captain America was slamming the shield down and killed the flag smashers.
Yeah, that was another thing that I really appreciate about Falcon and Winter Soldier is that I really think the cinematography was so well crafted. Like,
yes.
They just had like specific scenes that you're like, oh my.
Yeah, it looked like you're in a movie theater watching these scenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even the very first 10 minutes of the first episode, that was like the coolest aerial battle I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Batroc flying out of it with the flying squirrel suit, flying from plane. Yeah, that was badass, man. Yeah,
that was cool.
I'm hooked.
And I'm just really hoping that George St. Pierre will put more of Batroc because Batroc, he's another very kick-ass kind of a character. Like, he knows how to fight, he can hold his own.
Yeah, I think they gotta bring him back.
I would laugh my butt off if Batroc goes leap. That's a part of his character that is in the comic books.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he might just go leap. Like, He's
The leaper.
he's called Batroc the Leaper for a reason, because he is more of a leaper than anything else.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows where they're going to go with this? I mean, we got Loki, we got the What If series, we got Armor Wars. I mean, we're lined up. We got Shang-Chi coming. Like, what did you think about the trailer for that?
That trailer looked incredible.
Yeah.
And it definitely reminded me so much of Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. It felt like it was going to be. It really feels like that we're going to get like a combination of Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon with Karate Kid in a way.
Ooh. Huh. I definitely see the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think there's a lot of mysticism to it, where it's a little bit more like mystical, like magic and stuff, which I think he's going to tie to the multiverse as well. And now you got the real Mandarin in there. That's going to be dope.
That's one thing I'm just really happy about this movie, because I think they're going to do justice for the Mandarin, because
the Mandarin is a badass villain.
Yeah. And I mean, like, there was a part of me that actually did like what Ben did for the role. Like, even before we found out that he was just an actor, he did but this character named Trevor, he did a really good job conveying a very menacing character.
Yeah.
Like Ben Kingsley, phenomenal actor.
Yeah, I thought he was good, and I'm just waiting to see how they utilize this real Mandarin. Where does he play in the mystic arts? Because I see there's going to be a connection between Shang-Chi probably and Doctor Strange. It has to be.
Oh, sure. But just the fact that this is going to be more and more of a horror movie, it kind of makes me wonder, are we going to get Venom? Are we going to get Morbius? Are we going to get some characters that is more kind of like on the horror side? Or could we get Blade? Because we already know that we're going to get Blade.
Ooh. Oh, that Doctor Strange sequel is going to be pivotal, dude. That's going to be a pivotal flick.
I really think that this is going to be like a game-changing movie for the MCU going forward.
Yes, yeah, because it's going to open up possibilities for everything.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to do a lot to open up more stuff for like Spider-Man, for Falcon and Winter Soldier,
and everything else coming behind it.
Have you seen the new outfit for Thor?
I have not.
Oh, dude. Okay, so it looks like that the new outfit for Thor is gonna look. He's gonna like a wrecking dude kind of a Thor.
Really?
Yeah, he's wearing kind of like this red, kind of like a rocker jacket. It's like a vest thing, but he's got armor that's wrapped around it.
Let me get a look at this real quick. Hold on. New Thor.
But oh my gosh, Natalie Portman got briefed. Oh.
Do you think that's real? I don't know if that's real. I think it might have been Photoshop. I don't know.
Did you see it?
Hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah, the image, it's a little bit pixelated, but it looks like that was taken by just like a random bystander.
Huh. All right, let me look. I found it. Hold on.
Oh, and it sounds like we're gonna get Throg.
So what now?
It looks like that we might be getting Frog.
Frog.
The frog version of Thor.
Oh, really? Why?
So apparently there's a possibility that we're gonna get kind of like the mold version of Guardians of the Galaxy. So there's gonna be like Groot, Rocket, Throg, and Cosmo the dog. Because Cosmo the dog was already teased in the MCU, and even Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard the Duck was in there. I seen him. I seen both of them actually.
Did you see him? Oh man! Did you see Howard the Duck in the background in Endgame?
Yes, he was in Endgame, and he was in. He showed up in Endgame. He was in. I want to say Guardians 1. No,
he was in two of the.
He was in two, and then he was Cosmo the dog was on there, and then I think was Cosmo hanging out with Stan Lee.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm pretty sure they're going to be leading into maybe like something that might lead like
Guardians 3.
like Animal Guardians.
I'm not feeling that. They're gonna have to make that animated for kids, unless it's like so off the wall, like crazy. It lures you in like Guardians 1 did. Like I went in that movie not expecting anything and walked out like a fan.
It's good to see that the third Guardians of the Galaxy is still going to be directed James Gunn.
Yes.
I mean, I was just weird for Disney to fire him. Then after just like 2 months, they rehire back in.
Yeah, he for a tweet he put out 10 years ago, and it's like even all his coworkers like, nah, he's not that person. No, he made a mistake. And what I tell you, one mistake society. That's it.
Yeah. But like, he even admitted that he did that tweet, and he was very like apologetic about that tweet. Like, the thing is that time flies and people do change.
Yeah, people change, and I'm glad they sorted it out because that movie had to get made, and I can think of somebody else who could make that movie in the same vision as him.
Exactly. But that's all the more reason why I'm kind of excited to see his version of the Suicide Squad.
Oof. Yeah, because now they got King Shark, they got Weasel, they got a bunch of new characters, and how they're going to make that work.
Weasel is portrayed by James Gunn's
brother. Yep.
And when I heard talk, I'm like, why is that voice so familiar? And I'm all like,
is that
Sylvester Stallone? Rocky?
Well, remember he used him in Guardians too.
That's right.
Yeah.
They even got Yondu in that movie as well.
They got who?
Yondu.
Oh, Yondu? That's right. Michael Rooker is in it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they already got quite a few Guardians alumni in this Suicide Squad.
Oh man, those movies are great. Well, the first one was okay. I was thinking Guardians, but hopefully they can do the same thing. I hope he moves on to DC and does some more Suicide Squad stuff.
Yeah. But either way, I really think that when it comes to like all the pivotal stuff, I do think that Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think this was more kind of like a grab one that would kind of like help pave way for like more stuff to happen on Earth. I feel it to be kind of like its own little pocket universe just in the meantime. But then you got Loki, and then you also had that one division. I'm pretty sure these are going to be more kind of like the shows that is going to pave the way to the Spider-Man franchise, the Guardians, to the Eternal, like all the other movies that come out.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of makes me wonder: is Scarlet going to become the new villain? Because Scarlet Witch.
Is she going to become the villain? I think so. And I don't know. They were teasing that like a couple years back, just saying the next Avengers villain is going to be one of their own. And I think it's going to be her because she's going to become so powerful. Like she was giving it to Thanos without even having to scratch the surface of her powers.
Right, because she like that's the crazy part is that we had no idea that she had more to offer because like she was already throwing down Thanos. Like he told his commander to rain fire on one. He clearly knew that he was about to get right there. Like he knew that she was too powerful for him.
Yeah.
And just imagine how much more powerful she is now because now she possessed dark magic, the dark energy force that gave her power. But not only that, she actually got the power from an Infinity Stone. So like, I mean, that's the crazy part is that when you got characters such as like Wanda, and you also got Captain Marvel and who was the actor that got the power from Infinity Stone? Because they know that there was a
Star-Lord got power from Infinity Stone. Who else? Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah. But it feels like that they're now going to be running a theme. Maybe each character that they're going to be the resemblance of one specific stone. You got Doctor Strange. Pretty sure he's used the time stone 3 times. So maybe he's now capable of using time itself. Like he became the time stone after utilizing it for so long. And I'm pretty sure go the same thing with Wanda. Maybe like
It's in her now. She's basically, that's a good point, because if Steve took them off, they don't have them anymore. So now they have that with them.
and you got Star-Lord because he already wielded the Power Stone. Like, not to mention that he's actually half celestial.
Yep.
So maybe like the fact that he actually connected with Power Stone, maybe it's gonna help amplify, because even though that he was unable to use his newfound powers after he killed his dad.
Yeah.
Because without the from his dad, he could not use his powers.
Gotcha.
But maybe with the Power Stone, because he actually touched it, maybe using the stone will amplify his celestial powers.
Right.
So maybe each character, maybe they become like their own version of each stone that they possessed.
And isn't that what happens to what's her name? Jane in Thor? Doesn't she I think from the ether, the red stone or whatever, that's what gives cancer or something like that, right?
Yeah, that might be another indication there. Oh,
It's all the ramifications of the Infinity Stones.
Yep. Yeah, I really do think the Infinity Stones, I think, were just a segue that will lead to maybe like 6 specific characters that's now going to become the very, very embodiment of each one that they connect with.
So do they have to destroy them now to get rid of it?
Maybe.
So who knows? Now we're going to lose some more characters.
And you also, oh man, who was it? The one that the Soul Stone. Yeah.
Who had the Soul Stone?
Hawkeye did.
That's the blue one, right?
The yellow one that Red's going to protect.
Oh, that was the one that was in a Vision.
That was the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone. Hawkeye had the Soul Stone?
Well, after Black Widow sacrificed herself.
That's right. That's the one. You're right. I forgot about that one. Okay.
But I don't know. There's a part of me that's like that. Maybe the Soul Stone. I really think that the people that got out of existence, I'm kind of thinking that maybe their souls went inside of that stone.
That's a good point too, and that's what they were saying prior to Infinity War, that all the stones went inside, or the souls went inside the stone. So,
But it kind of makes you wonder that maybe Hawkeye, he might have a bigger connection with the Soul Stone, because he's really the one who had to go through so much. He had to say goodbye to his family, at least for 5 years. Then he lost his best friend, Black Widow.
and well, he has a show coming, so it might play into that.
Yeah, probably. Pretty sure that he actually did hold on to the Soul Stone with his bare hands.
Oh, okay. So that gives him some kind of power too, huh? Okay.
Because when you actually see other previous mediums, such as from the TV shows or the comic books, is that anytime when someone touches a Infinity Stone, it can actually amplify them or hurt them. And the fact that he was actually holding onto it just with his bare hands, that must mean that his mind, his heart, was at peace. Like he was at peace for knowing that his best friend died for the whole universe, for him to live on to see his family.
That's a good point. And I wonder if that'll be able to play, if somehow his show is going to play into Black Widow.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Hawkeye's play directly heavily to that show. I mean, it feels like that they're kind of doing the same thing with Falcon Winter Soldier. It feels like that Falcon Winter Soldier and probably even Loki and the Hawkeye show, I'm pretty sure it's all going to intertwine with Black Widow, because it looks like I actually did see a scene where it looks like that Loki went to the realm of Vormir, which is actually where the Soul Stone resided, and Black Widow died.
Right, where she jumped off. Yeah.
It looks like that Loki is on that very same circular area where she died. We might get a cameo.
Oh man, yeah, that show's gonna be nuts because they're gonna probably recreate a lot of different scenes from movies, and he's gonna be in them doing something or manipulating something or changing something.
But who knows? Maybe like maybe it will do something to make Black Widow stay alive.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. He might change time and but then you're gonna have the consequences of that as well if he changes time and bring people back. So because now I believe in Black Widow,
Well,
her sister, right, is Black Widow.
which one?
Scarlett or Black Widow's sister, isn't it like a family, like her mother and then her sister? Like there's a fraternity of assassins.
Yeah, but it kind of makes you wonder, especially when it comes down to the time when Captain America went back time to bring the stones back to their original time period when they were taken. Is that I'm pretty sure that Captain America still messed up the timeline because that I'm pretty sure he was actually supposed to be back in the present and not stay past.
Maybe, and
but who knows? Maybe it already happened, and maybe it was on a infinite loop. Like I'm pretty sure Captain America was always behind the scenes. Like maybe he was there to see everything happen between him and Iron Man. Like maybe he had to stay at in order for everything to happen, in order for him to go back in time.
Go back and reset. Yeah, that makes sense too. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. I mean, who knows? Now we just got to wait till June and be patient.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, we really about a lot of stuff that is Marvel Cinematic Universe, but one last question I want to ask you is that on a ranking from 1 to 10, what would you give Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I give it a 7.
Yeah, I would say that I'm feeling about the same thing because like I was really entertained from beginning to end. I do like that there could have been moments that they could have because I do feel like there were some like good moments that they could have done more with.
Right.
I think there were some missed opportunities, but as like for in structure, that's where it really excelled. And I think the thing that made the show even better, like brought up ranking, was probably finale.
Yes.
Like I really loved the finale. I thought they did a really good job, kind of like in loose ends. But the villain was not the greatest.
Yeah.
There was too many villains, and like Baron Zemo was awesome. Falcon was fantastic. Bucky was fantastic, and even John Walker was fantastic. Like they had some really excellent character stories. I think that's where it really thrived.
Yes. I thought it was the only reason I gave it 7.5 is based on the Flag Smasher. You know, they're the villain with his Flag Smasher. I wasn't sold on that, so that knocked it down. The part with kind of like the Madam Hydra, you really didn't understand what her angle was. Just basically, hey, when we call, be ready to go. The fights with the Flag Smashers, like you kept finding these guys, so why didn't you just stop them? You found them like 3 times. Why didn't you stop them? So that's what knocked it down. It was kind of like a villain that didn't really go anywhere. And we discussed that. So other than that, though, like you said, the castings were good. The peripheral stories around everything that was happening, they were good. Bringing it back down to like basic humanized, normal level. I thought that was cool. The cinematography, like the visuals, the action, all good. But like I said, I would have just liked a better villain. I think if you had to win with Zemo and kind of like chasing him around the world, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, and you know what? There's at least one thing they want to talk to you about is how did you feel being the fight of the Wakanda ladies? Like, John Walker.
Oh, well, that's what they do. It shouldn't have been a surprise. He was he wasn't even on the serum yet, right? And you know, and he was upset because like they weren't even trying. Like basically they just smacked him around. You know, when you defend the nation of Wakanda, you know, of course that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, like those ladies, they were really cast. Like
Yeah.
they just handed his ass to him. And I think it was that specific scene that really drove John Walker down the hole that he should have not been in.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure after that fight with them, now to have the super soul serum, and he's like, I just got beaten by ladies who didn't even have the serum, and I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
And then he had that talk with his friend, but I am pretty certain is that I think he injected himself with the serum just right after best friend was killed.
Yes.
Because if you look closely after he murdered the guy, you can actually see like a little nick right here.
Oh. Huh.
Like it was like if you look at him before he killed the guy, you see nothing on his neck. But once when you see him murder him, and then they actually pivot the camera to kind of like his side, and all of a sudden you see a little nick right there. Yep. I'm pretty sure he just took it right there.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and take a look at that end scene.
Yeah, the very scene after he saw his best friend die, he was in this kind of like rage moment, and he's all like, "Screw this." These bastards.
That's right.
But that was definitely a real pivotal moment in that character's story, and I think they did a good job in showcasing pivotal moments for each character.
Yes,
and I really think that they did a good job in conveying kind of a story for Bucky, because in the very beginning you see him because of his past. Now you're this guy who he now feels more relieved to feel like that all of the murders that he's done is kind of like off his shoulders.
Yes. Yep. I think the character is going to move forward. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Zemo gets a hold of him and rewires him somehow with a new plan, or somebody Hydra gets a hold of him. I don't know what it looks like. But I do believe that he's going to make another appearance with a vibranium arm now. We're going to see, you know, what that's going to look like.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I'm really glad that some new characters, and I'm really glad that we got Baron Zemo back. Like, I really liked Baron Zemo from Civil War. I think he did a really good job. Like, he was another villain that survived. He actually did a to affect the movies forward. Like he was actually the reason why the Avengers just broke.
Yep, broke him. Yeah.
Like in a certain way, he actually won in the movie.
Yeah, because he set up everything. He turned them against each other. So no, it was necessary. And you know, like I said, now we're seeing just the fallout from everything that happened in game, all the decisions made, all the fights, all that stuff. Now we're seeing where these people are, you know, after all the smoke is cleared.
Yep. And last thing is that I would say that the movie is probably like 7, just like you said. Like I think there were missed opportunities, and I thought they could have done better villain. But I would say that everything else was actually pretty well executed. It definitely felt like that they did a good job in kind of like having been the same thing in all 6 episodes. I mean, from like WandaVision, they stick with like one episode that would focus on a sitcom of that time period. I thought that was very interesting. Like there was a lot of like good ideas that they did for WandaVision, and that show it did have some opportunities. Like they had an opportunity to bring the X-Men into the universe. They even had this to bring in Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Or even Doctor Strange. Like, is
people were expecting it and it didn't happen.
Yeah. It really felt like WandaVision was kind of like a troll show. Didn't it feel like that a little bit?
A little bit. It was so many teasers as far as like the Paul Bettany stuff, and you know, who's gonna do what does this mean? It's like people, I think because people hadn't seen a Marvel product in such a long time, they were just looking for anything, hoping for anything. And they didn't get that, but it still was a good show.
Yeah. And but I'm very surprised that you're not a big fan of Agatha. I liked her a lot, especially the actress that played Agatha.
Yeah,
I thought
Catherine Hahn is good. She's a good actress. I guess I need to be more familiar with her character to understand, her impact.
Yeah, but I'm like Agatha Harkness in the comic books. She's actually more a mentor to Switch.
Right. That's what I read.
And so it kind of makes you wonder, like, maybe, I mean, they kept her alive for a reason. And so I'm pretty sure she's going to somehow dig deep into her power to get out of the hex that Wanda placed in. So maybe
we'll see her again too. And if they're not dead, and even if they are, there's always gonna be a way, with the right money and everything, Marvel will find a way to bring these folks back.
And I just really hope that they bring back I know that I remember that his last name is Nelson. Tim Blake, I think.
Tim Blake Nelson as not Abomination, as a leader.
As the leader. Like
yes.
you already see some blood from the Hulk going into his brain. You actually start seeing it getting bigger.
Yep.
We already know that he's still alive.
Yeah, and Abomination is going to be on the She-Hulk show, and Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, they're bringing back the guy who played Abomination. I forgot his name. The British Tim Roth. Tim Roth is coming back, and Mark Ruffalo, and then so they're going to be in the She-Hulk show.
Okay, that made me happy because I thought the Abomination was actually a pretty good villain. Like when it comes down to like Hulkies, I think the Incredible Hulk was the best one that we've gotten. I mean, it was
the second one, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I really do think that the Incredible Hulk, I think it did have some issues, but with the stuff that they did, especially when they had Edward Norton, I thought they did a really good job in just kind of like conveying kind of the scientist Bruce Banner. Yeah. I thought they did a good job kind of like showing the relationship between him and Thunderbolt Ross.
Yep.
And you got the Abomination, then you got put your leader in the leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was set up to go so many different ways too, because you had three people who could have been looking for him, and just the way, the sense of like urgency and how he had to count down the blood pressure and all that stuff. And I thought it was good. I love Mark Ruffalo. I think if you gave him that type of role to kind of chew on, I think it could be just as good, if not better, than Edward Norton's.
I agree. I mean, I liked Edward Norton Hulk. Like, I thought he did a good job. But we have a character that we've actually seen in the Hulk by Mark Ruffalo. Like, I really think he's like very apt that we needed to play the Hulk.
Yep.
In Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I really think that was like the best version of the Hulk that we've gotten. I mean, like I do appreciate Professor Hulk, but it felt like that they didn't give him the justice he needs because he got his ass beaten by Thanos, and he didn't get that rematch with him.
Right.
He really didn't give him resolution.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, and it was just a matter of putting on the glove and snapping. That's how he fixed it versus actually facing it.
But that was another thing that bothered me about like what they did with the Hulk is that even after his arm getting all messed up, that should not happen because the Hulk then evaporated like in an instant. Within 1 second, he got his body back and he just started pounding on the Annihilator.
Right.
Like he was completely like down to his soul, and he regenerated like crazy. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that you see him on a sling.
I know, and they were saying that's permanent. So if he ever comes back, that's permanent.
I really hope it isn't because, like, well, I'm pretty sure they might showcase him still on sling. Probably by the time when we get the She-Hulk show.
Right.
Maybe in the second episode, they're going to showcase that. I mean, he still has a regenerating ability. So maybe his arm is slowly regenerate back.
Yeah, it's scarred or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at the Hulk from the Edward Norton one, you can actually see like some scratches, and you can even like a little open wound.
Yep.
When you see him next time, it's completely healed.
Uh,
Like, the Hulk's regeneration powers is pretty astounding. I mean, like when you look at the likes of Wolverine, Deadpool, like his healing powers is just as good as Wolverine's.
right. That's right.
So maybe I'm pretty sure down later on in the She-Hulk TV show, maybe he will no longer need that sling, and maybe his arm will be back to normal.
Yeah, because I think they're going to launch her next year. So it'll give it a little bit more time from Endgame, about 3 years, 2-3 years, and we'll see what he's looking like then. I think it'll be 3 years by the time. But yeah, just see what the character is looking like and all that. But yeah, man.
Or us if maybe Bruce Banner gets even more hurt than he did when he snapped his fingers.
Yes.
Maybe the Hulk is all like, hey, you did this, taken over. Maybe he will get so mad that his healing powers will amplify, and it will just heal him drastically. I'm pretty sure he still needs to like battle with kind of like his mentality, his anger. So I'm pretty sure because we never got the chance to see like of OP Hulk. Like,
right.
It felt like that we didn't get that OP Hulk that we all wanted to see. Because we did get to see a little bit of that in the Incredible Hulk.
Yes,
but,
little bit.
Like he was able to use Thunderclap.
Yeah.
But that was the only time that we've ever seen him. But
That's true. And you didn't see him like, rage up, as he was getting hit, he would grow, you didn't see that.
Like in the Marvel comic books, he is OP as hell because like there's actually a new power that writers gave him. Now he no longer has this back to his power because apparently that he could only take so much down. But now they gave him kind of like his own little pocket universe where he can actually draw from anger.
Okay.
Like there's this new power source that he can actually draw more from it. That the angrier he gets, the more power he becomes. But not only, he actually becomes God status.
Right.
That like helps his healing factor be by like 1,000 more. It's almost like he's tapping into like a new pocket universe, kind of like how the Flash amplifies his power.
Yeah. And then you're going to see some different abilities and stuff that he can do later on down the line, probably.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the MCU. I'm pretty sure they're going to do more with more characters, and that will be the same for Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Zemo. And either way, like I do think that all these shows that they're bringing in Disney Plus, I think it's going to be a nice little stepping stone and their franchise going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm absolutely hoping that Loki is going to be just as good as these shows, because I really like Tom Hiddleston because I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, and I agree. Also, I think they're definitely starting out in the right direction. And each show is getting better. It's drawing you back in. It's giving you that sense of that Marvel feeling that we were getting from the movies. And now they're adding movies and TV shows and all these different ways of media and stuff. So I think the sky's the limit. I'm excited for whatever they come out. They got me hooked. So whatever's coming out, I'm watching.
Well, that's awesome. I did want to have one more quick question. I just wanted to ask you. Okay. What would be the number one thing that you would want the MCU, like anything?
I want a good Fantastic Four. I think a good Fantastic Four. X-Men has been done well, like X-Men 1, X-Men 2.
How about First Class?
First Class is good. And after that it gets kind of dodgy, but the X-Men has been done well. Yeah. We need a good Fantastic Four. And I think if they nail that, I think all is going to be right. They've already, fixed Spider-Man for the most part. So they get that back underneath their property. It's back with them. and just crank out a good movie. Cast the people that the fans, a lot of the fans want to see certain people. But I think the storyline definitely has to be there, and just stick with what it is. Don't make it fancy and cute. Make a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah. There's already like a fan group that can already see the likes of John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic, Emily Blunt, and his wife Emily Blunt playing Invisible Woman.
Yep.
And this is a stretch, but I would actually like to see the original Ben Grimm play the Thing again.
Oh, Michael Chiklis played the okay, yeah, he was actually good.
I thought he was. Yeah, I think I feel like that he was actually the good one out of the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, even if you just use the voice, use his voice, and just CGI it, I think he's good. I think he's a little old now.
He is,
but I think he's still good. But Human Torch, I'm trying to think like who would be a really good Human Torch to play her brother, right? So it has to be somebody within at least 3-4 years within the age range.
I could probably see the Zac Efron play the Human Torch.
Okay.
I mean, he's already a Disney kid that.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Zac Efron. Okay.
He already has a connection with Disney, so and not to mention that
music stuff. Yeah, that's right.
I really think that Zac Efron has really honed his acting skills. Like he's got the acting. I think he's a real triple threat. Because when you look at him back when he was young, he was just kind of like this pretty boy kind of actor. Now he's taking on some serious roles. Like you got to see him in the Ted Bundy movie.
Greatest Showman.
And you also got Neighbors. He showcased his comedy chops. I think because that's kind of what the Human Torch is that the Human Torch is kind of like this very cocky, but yet kind of like the pretty boy, but
he's got insecurities. Yeah. I think that's. Yep.
And I mean, I heard that there was speculation that Chris Evans is going to come back for a little small cameo role for being the Human Torch and Multiverse of Madness.
I don't think so, unless you get the same kind of like with Deadpool doing the whole, the Fox Deadpool type thing. But I don't think it's gonna be that type of movie. I don't see that happening.
Well, there is all speculation that Tom Cruise is going to have a small cameo role as Anne.
Okay.
Emily Blunt as Black Widow. It's like John Krasinski as Captain America, because these were actual actors
original castings. They were original castings, right? Huh? That might be in the What If show.
Probably. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. So, but hey, I got to get ready to go. I got to put my kids down, man, for bed. They got school in the morning.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being part of this collaboration, and I just really appreciate it. And again, just let everyone else know where they can find you and kind of like.
Yeah, of course. So, like again, it's your boy Kels from the Culture Marauders podcast, the show where we maraud on all cultures and deliver the goods to you, the masses. Giving you that good entertainment and just some things to think about, have some fun with. So yeah, like I said, find us on Instagram at _culture_marauders, on Instagram at the Culture Marauders. Hit us up on Gmail for anything you want us to maraud on at the culture or at the Culture Marauders at gmail.com. And like I said, the website's coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled. www.culturemarauders.com.
Well, that's fantastic. Again, thank you much for being part of this. I was very excited to do this with him, and hopefully we can do other collaboration. We can talk about maybe the DCEU, because I'm pretty sure you will be part of that.
Oh yeah. I'm about all of them, man. And hey, I want to give you a shout out, man. Congratulations on the show's 2nd anniversary, man. And I'm honored to be the guest to help celebrate it, man. So we did a lot of talking about some good content.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you giving your time for this. And I just want to say that it's just been a real treat that I've gotten to this point, because my very first review for my Coffee with the Bearded reviewer with you.
Right.
Back before, I was actually called Tied to Movies and Video Games, and that part of like my channel not working. But ever since I rebranded and then getting you involved, and it was just like a nice kick to like a new phase in my channel. I just want to say thank you for helping me out with that process.
Hey,
I'm very appreciative of it.
no problem, man. Fellow Marauder, man. So I
All
wish you
right.
continued success, and I'll be back whenever you got something to talk about. And we'll give it a little time to see. Let's see what the next couple of Disney shows look like. Maybe we can get something going.
Yep, sounds great.
All right, man.
So much, and I'll see you guys. See you next time. All right.
All right. One culture, one blood, one love. Peace.
Peace.
So that was my review for Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, and I just gotta tell you is that I had an absolute fun time with Curtis, and he was more than willing to take a couple hours of his time to talk about the show with me, and we just had an absolute blast. And I just want to say thank you, Curtis, for being part of this episode, and also I wanted to give a big thank you to everyone watching this video. And be on the lookout for more reviews, which will be coming out in just about a week. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you again for watching. And just a heads up for you, there's always an upside for being autistic, me being myself autistic. And just reach out to those who are either friends or family of someone who has autism, or maybe you're autistic yourself. But autism is not a disability, it's a privilege. So, thank you so much, everyone, and keep drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.